Welcome to Sisters Inc., our podcast for and about women business owners, brought to you by Black Enterprise. I'm your host, Elisa Gums. Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in America. And on every episode of Sisters Inc., we sit down with one successful CEO and share how she slays the challenges of being a Black woman in business. Today's episode is all about sticking to your values. We're chatting with Renee Manzari, the founder of Livity Yoga, which is using the art of yoga to heal the planet through its sustainable, durable, and recyclable yoga gear. Welcome to Sisters Inc., Renee, and thanks so much for sitting down with us.
No, thank you for having me. I'm so grateful for this opportunity.
I know that your concern for the environment has a lot to do with where you're from and what you've seen firsthand. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, of course. So, growing up in Jamaica, I witnessed firsthand the the damage that our current way of living was doing to our environment, and what ended up in our landfills, our oceans, and even the damage to our coral reefs. And so, it was important for me to not only produce good products but also do good for the planet.
And how did you first get into yoga?
Well, I started to live a healthier lifestyle after I fell ill. And after I started doing yoga and buying more yoga products, I realized that plastic products were contributing to the ongoing plastic pollution crisis. But it really started from just living a healthier lifestyle.
And you had a whole professional life before you started this business. You weren't always an entrepreneur. How did you get the idea to merge those two passions, yoga and the environment, and to turn them into a business?
Oh, wow. My background has nothing to do with yoga or environmentalism. My background is actually in investment banking, working in risk management. But my passion for yoga and my passion for my business really all started when I started living a healthier lifestyle and doing yoga. And soon I came to realize that a lot of yoga products were actually made from plastics, and so I wanted to do something different. And so I decided to create a brand of yoga products that were both biodegradable and easily recyclable, and that's how Livity Yoga was born. Our best known product is our cork yoga mat, which is very versatile. It's not just for yoga but for pilates and other workouts. And most of our yoga products are made from cork, which means that it can withstand a sweaty workout. But what I'm most proud of is that it is free from synthetic plastics.
Oh, wow. That is, I don't think people ever think about that. Usually, people who are into yoga are into not just being healthy, but being sustainable and caring about the environment. And we never think about the fact that the products that we're using in this healthy practice are not so healthy themselves and have, a bad effect on the things that we care about in terms of the environment. So, you mentioned that your best selling product is a cork yoga mat. How did you determine what products you wanted to make?
Well, we actually started as a sustainable yoga brand. But I soon realized that sustainability in itself just wasn't enough, and it became meaningless. And I felt that we needed to make a really big change when it comes to creating solutions to the climate crisis. And so I started to do more research. I started to just dig deeper, and I came across the circular economy. And what that means is that you're designing your products to last longer, and you're designing your products using reclaimed materials so that it can be reused over and over again. And so our goal is to build a 100% circular business model. And what that means is that we have turn to using reclaimed materials instead of virgin resources. And to do this, we have also partnered with TerraCycle as well as select yoga studios to collect, to recycle, as well as upcycle unwanted yoga mats, as well as sporting goods into new products that we're developing. And we are also looking into just ensuring that we're just sustainable all around, looking at our manufacturing process, looking at how we source our materials, but also how we design our materials. Being circular means that we should build things to last longer. And for us, being green means that it should last longer.
So I want everyone to understand what you just said there, that you're working with TerraCycle, and that means that people can take any current yoga mat they have, no matter what the brand is, and take it to a participating, yoga boutique and be able to leave that there for recycling that you guys will then turn into new products, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have been very grateful for the yoga studio partners that we've worked with as collection points where you can drop off, your old yoga mat or any yoga mat. We'll just take it off your hands. And of course, you'll get a $20 gift card to shop on our website. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Yes, absolutely. You mentioned that you had done a lot of research into materials such as cork, and that it was a good choice for the yoga mat because it can withstand a sweaty workout. Can you talk us through the process of determining the materials, the production, and the packaging for your products to make sure that everything lived up to your ideals of environmental stewardship?
Yeah. Really going back to, our goal of being a 100% circular yoga brand, just making sure that we're focused on not just sourcing sustainable materials, but also how we design our products. And so we realized that, it was important that we design things to last longer so that at the end of its useful life, that it can still be recycled and used over and over again. And that's what it means to be circular. And so that's why it was important to partner with recyclers so that we can ensure that we took accountability for the end of our products, the end of the useful life of our products. And also making sure that it is designed in such a way that it can be easily broken down and recycled. Most products or materials that are out there, the reason why it's very difficult for recyclers to recycle it is because it's how it's made and how it's designed. It cannot be easily recycled because, for example, the materials are intertwined or they're made from more than one colors. And so it's important that you design that it's monochrome, making sure that it's simply designed and you don't mix the materials so that it can be recycled at the end of its useful life. And that's what we have set out to do.
Yeah, that's certainly something that I'm learning for the first time, that, if you have more than one color or more than one type of plastic in it, it's harder to recycle. And so, I love that even in the design phase, you guys are making decisions that will affect how sustainable the product is. You also partner with certain manufacturers, though, to make sure that the production process is sustainable, right?
That's correct. Um, you know, Having a green business, it actually means that you have to find the right manufacturing partners and right suppliers that are not just sustainable, but they're aware of your environmental goals and they can provide the sustainable materials that are needed for your products. And so it is a very erroneous process, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you want to stick to your environmental goals.
And then what are the considerations when it comes to packaging your products?
Well, we are a plastic free company. And so this is something that we have communicated to our manufacturers in terms of making sure that not just our materials doesn't contain plastic, but also the packaging doesn't contain plastic. And also taking care of how we ship our products, making sure that we use recyclable materials, we use materials that can still be broken down at the end of its useful life. So those are things that we take into consideration. It's just not the design of our products, but also throughout the supply chain process from the production as well as the delivery of our products.
Yeah. As you talk through that, I think about, all the different decisions that have to go into it and all the different steps where you could run into challenges. Starting any business is difficult, but your commitment to doing this in an ecologically responsible way sometimes made it harder for you. So, what are some of the challenges you faced growing a sustainable business?
Wow. Well, that's a good question. I would actually say that starting a sustainable business is very expensive and very time consuming.
Mm.
It takes a lot of time to not only find the right materials, but also the right design for your product, but also finding the right manufacturers, the right suppliers who are not only just sustainable, but also aware of their environmental goals and also can provide the sustainable materials needed for the products. It's also very expensive with with respect to the material cost because manufacturers that supply environmental products they tend to charge more, and there's also higher expenses with respect to implementing a green business model. But even though it's more expensive and it actually takes a lot more steps to implement such a business model, it's actually worth it and it's very rewarding.
And as you talk about it being more expensive, this is a business that you funded yourself, correct?
Yeah, fortunately, I had some savings. I actually migrated from Jamaica and I came to the US and I had some savings, fortunately, and I always wanted to start my business. And so, with that savings, I decided to embark on my business. I actually did apply for loans and financing, but I was turned down. But I was really determined to start this business, and um, even though I got many no's when I was starting my business, it wasn't going to deter me from starting my business. And I continued to bootstrap my business and rely on sales to reinvest in my business, to invest in future endeavors. And that's where we are today.
One of the other challenges I know that you came across is in sourcing some of these sustainable materials. In fact, didn't you have a problem getting the cork and not have any products to be able to sell for like the all of 2020? How does a business survive that?
So, even though we launched in 2020, we didn't have any products because of the pandemic. We actually ordered our products and waited, I think, 6 months. Actually, no, it was 8 months for it to arrive because there were several shutdowns in Europe. Our cork is actually sourced in Portugal, and I think there was around three shutdowns in Europe. And of course, it's sent over to Taiwan for final lamination. And of course, they had their own shutdowns, and there are also shipping delays. And so it actually took many months. But we actually decided to just focus on brand awareness during that time, and we also partnered with a nonprofit called Conscious Alliance that was actually doing a drive to help families that were impacted by COVID. And so we actually did have these Earth Day T-shirts on hand, and we actually donated it to them so that to help with their cause. So we actually just focused on philanthropic efforts as well as marketing during that time, even though we didn't have a product.
Wow. On the flip side, there have been some things that have really helped move your business forward. How has working with Amazon helped you build and grow your business?
With Amazon, we have had such a huge platform to showcase not only our products, but also our purpose. Through our Amazon storefront, we have been able to constantly update it so that we can provide a better buyer experience. And also, the positive reviews that we have gotten from our loyal customers, it has really helped to boost our sales. And also, help to get more referrals for future business. We have also gotten ad support from Amazon, as well as support with respect to improving our listing and improving our sales. So that has been really helpful. Right now, Amazon is somewhere that everyone shops at. And so we're really proud of the fact that we have been a part of this huge buyer platform.
Yeah. You participated in Prime Day this year,
That's
right?
correct. Prime Day.
And what kind of
Yeah, I
effect?
mean, it was. I was just really overwhelmed with the fact that our sales actually increased. I believe it was between 4 to 5, almost 500% increase in sales, and we have never had that happen. And we're a startup that started in the midst of the pandemic, and so even though Prime Day, we're just coming out of the pandemic, and we were just grateful that we had a boost in sales during that period.
Yeah. 500% is a little bit more than a
Yes,
boost, for
yes,
sure.
yes.
Yes. And you also participated in their Black Business Accelerator, correct?
Absolutely. And I think that also helped with, building our business. I don't think we would have had as much brand recognition had it not been for the Black Accelerator program. As a small business, and I even mentioned earlier that I had to bootstrap my business. I don't have the money to invest
Mhm.
in PR. I don't have the money to invest in a lot of marketing initiatives. And had it not been for Amazon Black Accelerator, I don't even think I would have even had the opportunity to even speak with you. So, I'm certainly grateful for the opportunity. I'm certainly grateful for the opportunity to just be able to communicate our brand's purpose and using our storefront to be able to reach a wide audience that we wouldn't have otherwise reached.
Yes, absolutely. As we talk about growing your business, you're also trying to reach beyond direct consumers and to build out a business to business portion of your business. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah. So when we initially started our business, we started as a D2C company, selling on our website, selling on third party marketplaces, including Amazon. However, my goal for the business was never just to remain a small business, it was always to expand. And I felt that in order to do so, we had to penetrate the market. So we initially started with selling to yoga studios, but we decided that we needed to expand the B2B space in order to realize that growth potential for our business. And so we set out to sell our products in yoga studios, boutiques, retail stores. And so we recently hired a distribution company to help us with that effort. And we're still expanding into other marketplaces, but I believe that a multi-channel approach is something that will really help us with our growth and in terms of helping for us to communicate our mission in terms of environmentalism, in terms of making people aware of the climate crisis and also the circular economy, and to help people to participate in the circular economy by supporting sustainable brands.
Speaking of your mission, not only do your products help consumers reduce, reuse, and recycle, but your company actively supports the environment as a member of 1% for the planet. Tell us about that
Yeah,
commitment.
so when we launched our business, the first thing I set out to do was to become a member of 1% for the planet. And with that, we have partnered with a nonprofit which is called One Tree Planted, which means that for every product sold, a tree is planted. And we are very proud of that partnership, and we are always looking to expand our environmental nonprofits. As a small business, we're just starting with one nonprofit, but we hope to expand our other environmental initiatives and also partner with other nonprofits. But it's been really tremendous, and we've been really grateful for that partnership.
Renee, I love your story. It is so not just purposeful, but scrappy. I mean, really starting in the pandemic, bootstrapping your own business, making sure that at every stage of the company, it is living up to your values. So I'm sure you've learned a lot in these past couple of years. And I'm going to ask you to share some of that wisdom with the women listening to us, especially other social entrepreneurs who are solving the world's problems through their businesses. What advice can you share with them?
Wow, that's a really good question because I feel like I'm still trying to figure it out myself. You know, I, I'm an immigrant. I'm also a Black female, but and so there have been many hurdles in starting a small business, but it has really been very rewarding. I believe that it can be very overwhelming to start a small business, but you have to start something in order to realize whatever you're trying to do. And I believe that you don't necessarily have to have a unique idea or a perfected product or even the skill sets to be an entrepreneur. I believe that just being a business owner, you will learn things along the way. And you will always be able to experiment with your business model, experiment with your products, and learn new skills along the way. And so I just believe that you will continue to grow and learn. And so you don't necessarily have to feel that you're going to know it all. And I just really think that. I just think that no matter what is stacked against you, just focus on your dream and you can make it happen.
Thank you so much, Renee, for sharing your small business success story. Everyone out there, please take a look at the company website, justlivity.com. And that's just LIVITY.com. You can also follow them on Facebook at Livity Yoga or Instagram at livity.yoga. Check out the podcast channel on blackenterprise.com to find Sisters Inc. and other podcasts from Black Enterprise editors, writers, and experts. Be sure to subscribe to Sisters Inc. on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, or YouTube. And if you like what you hear, show us some love by leaving a 5-star review or put a sister on by spreading the word. This is Elisa Gums with Sisters Inc. for Black Enterprise. Thank you for listening.